CM Cardinal Mooney baseball families. We are going to have our first ever virtual baseball banquet, thanks to the coronavirus that ended our season back on March 13th. First of all, we want to welcome you guys, and we're going to open up in prayer. So let's go to the Lord in prayer. Gracious God, we thank you for this time as we're in a new era of things done around the globe and around the country, and we just ask that you lift up these seniors, God, as they are sad and heartbroken that their season has come to an end so abruptly. We didn't finish what we were started, and we just ask that you send them off to their colleges as they go their separate ways, and help this season to always be a memorable one. Help us to remember the good times and the camaraderie and the team building and playing baseball rather than the way that it ended. We pray for the underclassmen that they can get back to normal with life, and that this is a thing of the past, that great athletic seasons lie in their future. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
First of all, a few thank yous. We want to thank our video girl, Malia Tomaso. She is filming for us today, and she's sending this out to the families and editing it, so a lot of work has been done there. We want to thank our announcers, John Battles and Rose Battles. They were the voice of the Cougars for the varsity squad. Also for our JV season, Miss Karen Mercurio, Coach Mercurio's wife, relentlessly gave up a lot of time to flip the scoreboard and announce for the boys with walk-up songs and all that. So thanks to Karen, John, and Rose, and also Ryan. Okay? Aaron Jackson and Anna Santa Maria, they organized our team photos with Koshko Photography many Saturdays ago. That was a great experience. A lot of behind-the-scenes work. Those cameras and angles and photos all were purchased by the Cougar family, so we appreciate Aaron and Anna's work. Scott Holman provided our Subway sandwich orders for junior varsity and our varsity teams this year. That is a great thing for us to have a Mooney baseball family member that can not only make sandwiches for the kids, but put on what they like, and it's custom ordered all through the seasons. So we appreciate you, Scott. I also want to lift up Robbie Robertson for doing the mowing on our field, keeping it game ready and always looking good for games and practices. Thank you, Robbie. The parents who came out to our field day back in January, we pressure cleaned, we cleaned up the cages, painted, cleaned, all of that stuff. Thank you guys so much for that Saturday that you gave up. And we do have a great looking ballpark. Our hitting facility is done. It is down on the right field side by the softball field, so we are working on electricity for that, getting the nets up. We have some ideas to give the kids a locker room style with storage and videos and all that. So that will be our project for this summer. So lots of good things coming down the road for Mooney baseball.
I have a couple more thank yous. Pat Hebda and the Hebda family, who donated all the shell for the warning track and the safety track along the fence lines. That was a great thing. We thank you very much for that. Coach Scott Norman and his company that happened to find a couple of wall segments to build our garage for the turtle, which the boys really appreciated. They didn't have to get into a geometry contest to move the turtle outside of the fence every day for practice. So we thank the Norman family and his organization that did all that. And to Julie Santiago and Nooch for helping us out on day-to-day activity with the athletic department.
All right, so here's how this is going to work. Like I said, this is our first ever virtual baseball banquet. So kind of out of our comfort zones with having everybody in an assembly room and snacks and drinks and all that stuff. So bear with us. We are going to start with some JV season awards and participations.
Welcome. Coach Mercurio going to talk about the JV season, which was absolutely phenomenal. Before I talk about that, I want to thank my two coaches, Nick Susi and Scott Norman, for a great job that they do throughout the year, not only during the season, but every chance they get, they're out there trying to make the boys better and make the program a better place for everybody. Let's talk a little bit about our season. Unfortunately, we had 8 games. We started off with 2 games in the Sarasota High School preseason classic. Took care of business there. We beat that little team down south there, Venice. Took care of them. Then that other Mickey Mouse Hall of Fame team over there, Sarasota. Yeah, we beat them pretty handily as well. Had a great season. I wish we would have kept going because I honestly think we probably would have been undefeated the entire season. I didn't think there was a team on our schedule that could have matched up with us pitching-wise, hitting-wise, defense. Boys did a great job. I wish I could see everybody in person here, more so because the camera adds 10 pounds to you, so they say, and I don't need any more help than I can for weight gain, but I appreciate everybody that helped out this season, especially the parents that were, relentless in getting the boys there, bringing their clothes when they forgot them, who forgot a hat or a belt, moms, dads, grandmas, grandpas, everybody who helped out. We really appreciate that, and specifically the boys for always giving it 100% and being good players and good teammates. More importantly, they were very coachable, every one of them. So we're going to start with individual athletic awards, and what these are certificates that the boys get for being a participant on the JV team. First one was a newcomer to the program with transfer, Pedro Cedral. Newcomer, but an absolute lifesaver in the catching department. Luke Jackson will thank you personally, I'm sure, with some sort of a Chick-fil-A gift card, so he didn't have to get behind the plate and don all the gear. But Pedro, great teammate, great player. Some highlights of his, throwing out a Sarasota runner to end the baseball game in the preseason classic to win that championship. That was a great effort from him, and always had a smile on his face, and great player and a great teammate. Look for great things for him to take care of on the varsity level next year. Another newcomer to the program, a transferring sophomore, Mr. Happy is what I called him. Ryan Combs always had a quasi smile on his face, but brought our infield together, pitched outstanding, defensively was phenomenal with Luke up the middle. Hitting, did a great job, always came through for us, but more importantly, a great teammate and a great kid to coach. And again, I look forward to things to come with him in the future varsity time next year. New to us again, a sophomore. He was playing basketball for quite a while, still a good basketball player, but tried baseball this year. Charlie Cooper, got him for a few games. Very quick kid, quick to pick up our program's requirements and what we expect out of our players. Fantastic teammate, did a good job for us in the field, and a couple of at-bats here and there. Had a couple of big stolen bases for us, so we really appreciate him. Chase Verlisi, he's a returner. He played for me last year as well as a freshman. Improved, I would say, probably about 100%. Was our starting outfielder this season. Did a great job with the bat, and a very good teammate, and did a phenomenal job in clutch situations when we needed to him, and I look forward to coaching him next year. Patty Hebda, Mr. Excitement himself, always had a smile on his face and always brought the team up no matter what we were doing. If kids are down here and there, great teammate, super player. Again, we get him late because he plays like 16 different sports, but we appreciate everything he does, and I'm going to miss him, but look forward to watching him on varsity. Luke Labriola, great teammate, always had something positive to say, did a good job for us. I wish we could have seen a little bit more of him on the mound as the season was going to continue to go. He was going to get a lot more innings because big, tall lefty with some good velocity. Look forward to seeing what he can do next year. Jack McKinnon, the only kid I would tell never to ride a bicycle again. He broke his leg like a week before our first game, but he was he was something to be promised. He was doing great as a first-year player for us. I wish we could have seen what he would have done. Had a couple of at-bats when he first got back, but health reasons really kept him limited. But very proud of him and look forward to seeing him next year. Luke Nelson, freshman, did a great job for us when we needed to him. A couple of clutch hits here and there. Always willing to get in there and play defense for us. Did a couple of great innings for us on the mound. So look forward to seeing him next year. Cade Norman, now that we got his eyes straight, he's going to be able to see the baseball a little bit better. And he did a great job for us on the mound. Played really good at second base when we needed him and had a couple of clutch hits for us. Look forward to seeing him next year. The Big O, Austin Olander, came to us from that other school, ODA, over there. But Austin's got a lot of great potential, big kid. Look forward to a lot of good innings on the mound from him. Alex Santa Maria, nothing that went in the air he couldn't catch. There's an old saying, you know, when the ball's popped up in the air, we got a kid there. Now we say we got Alex there. Goes and gets everything. Great leadoff hitter. Could not throw him out with a drag bunt to save your life. So very proud of him. Had him for 2 years. I will miss him and look forward to seeing what he's going to do next year on varsity. Jaden Stockton, our big horse on the mound. He was throwing crazy for us at this level. And remember, he had 1 year last year who threw very well, but nothing compared to what he did this year. I look for really big things for him in the upcoming seasons at the program. Bronson Sessa. Bronson Sessa, our lefty out of the pen, closed the game against Sarasota to win the championship when Ryan Combs threw 150 or something pitches. I kid, of course, but that was the big joke that we left Ryan in too long. But Bronson came down, shut him down, had a great couple of pitching performances for us, did an unbelievable job. Luke Jackson, always willing to do whatever he had to do for us. Played a great middle infield, did a phenomenal job on the mound, was one of our leading hitters. We'll miss him. Wish he was coming back, but I wish him the best of luck wherever he goes. And he was a pleasure to coach. And that's all we really have. And if we missed somebody, I don't know if we did.
We're good.
But we will get them their certificates. Again, I thank you for the opportunity to coach your boys. Trust me when I tell you, I don't have boys, I have 2 girls. You should be proud of every one of them. Very respectful, phenomenal teammates to each other. This is one of the first years we didn't have any issues on the bench. Mind you, it was only 8 games in, but we did some bus rides where it was a lot of fun. They made fun of my driving, but that's all right. I can take that from anybody. But I look forward to seeing everybody back next year at the JV level and hope everybody has a great summer. And thank you again for the opportunity of coaching.
Yeah, you know what it is. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. Yeah, you know what it is. Everything I do it big. Yeah, screaming that's not. When I pulled off the lot, that's not. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow.
All right, I'm up here to talk about our varsity season, give you guys a little recap, highlights throughout the season that are close to me, the camaraderie of the kids, the character of the players, all of that. First of all, I want to thank my coaching staff, Jim McDonald, Troy Graybill, and Mike Thompson. You guys have been with me for 7 years now. It's just fantastic to come to the park every single day and coach with your friends. That's what keeps me going. That's what rejuvenates me. Also, our JV coaching staff. Coach Mercurio does a great job in developing these boys as young players and young men. Scott Norman has done a great job with our pitching staff, with our young arms, and Nick Susi. It's a blessing to have Nick upon our staff. He's good with the umpires, he's good with the kids, and And you know what, at the end of the day, we really have good role models on our coaching staff to teach life lessons to and all that stuff. So thanks to the coaching staff of Cardinal Mooney Baseball. Our season, like I said, we were 11 games in. We finished 9-2. I'm going to go ahead and count those 2 preseason games as victories. We headed up to Largo to open up our season in the cold. We battled through the cold weather early parts of the season, and we won that tournament, the Largo High Early Bird Classic. We went 3-0 with wins over some pretty good ball clubs to start the year out. A 1-0 win over Osceola. Jake Jackson threw a complete game early in the season. Probably my fault, but let me tell you, it's really tough to take a kid out that doesn't want to come out of the ball game. Flirting with the pitch count rule and all that stuff, but you know, that shows you the heart of Jake and his desire to win. And then in the championship game, we beat Largo. In fact, we 10-run ruled them. It was a hitting parade. I think we ended up winning 16-0, and that fueled us going into the early part of our season, where we won our first 7 games straight. This team was exciting to us. We had a very positive outlook on this season coming in because we had 6 4-year Mooney seniors returning that knew the ins and outs of the program. We were high on our pitching staff, led by 3 senior arms, Derek, Mara, Dylan Robertson, and Jake Jackson. So, you know, experience on the mound. We had experience in the outfield, up the middle. So we were really, really positive on the outlook of this team, ready to defend our district championship that we won down at Bishop Row in 2019 and had all hopes of making a playoff run. March 13th, our season came to an end. It was Friday afternoon. We were playing Cypress Lake. We were in the bottom of the 4th inning, up 5-0, and in came the coronavirus. Just what a heart-wrenching way to end the season. At that time, I thought we would be, you know, suspended for a week, 2 weeks at the most, and we would just pick up things and resume. But as this whole thing unfolded, such an unfortunate way for the season for our 6 seniors to end. Okay, so that's our season in review. Since the March 13th episode, we had our senior drive-by out at Twin Lakes Park. That was a great event. We did some senior shout-outs on Facebook. And, you know, the idea of behind that was just to make it special as we could for our 6 seniors that, you know, mainly their high school year was taken away from them academically and athletically. Okay, now I want to individually recognize our 2020 Cardinal Mooney baseball players. Our first player is Jaden Stockton. Jaden just finished his sophomore season. As I've told Jaden, he is going to get a lot of innings in the next couple seasons. I see him being one of our top arms, throwing mainly all the big games for us. He's pretty darn good. He's been working hard, his velocity's kicked up. The kid knows how to pitch. We really had a lot of intentions to get him more time on the mound this year, and then entered the COVID-19 situation. So Jaden Stockton, congratulations to you. Next is Drew Mara. Drew is a great all-around player. The kid can play outfield, infield. He got some innings on the mound for us this year. In the future, we see Drew as a starter, one of our big arms for the coming up season. And he's a hard worker, great kid, funny. He had an older brother on the team, and it was always a joy to see those guys picking each other back and forth, and we will miss that. So congratulations to you, Drew. Next, one of our 2 catchers in the program, a great kid, Landon Jensen. He just finished his sophomore season. Congratulations on earning a varsity letter. You wore a lot of hats this year. You were in the bullpen. You are a starting catcher behind the plate for us for varsity. You split time with Dylan. You know, just a great kid. You bring a great smile to the program each and every day. I don't think Landon has ever had a bad day with baseball. So congratulations to you, buddy, Landon Jensen. Next is a junior, Todd Bellata. Todd is one of the hardest workers in our program. This kid just doesn't understand the word rest. He goes to practice, he goes home and hits, he goes home and throws and all that stuff. He never puts his baseball equipment away, and that is why he's one of our better athletes on the team. He played third base for us this year. He got some innings on the bump last year as a pitcher, and entering his senior year, he's going to be one of our workhorses, one of our starters on the mound, and definitely will play some infield for us, and a good hitter as well. So congratulations to Todd Vlad. Next up is Chase Palmer. Chase is our team comedian. He makes us all laugh. We were on him all season long to get a haircut. I think he finally did that right before we left for the season. But Chase is one of those kids that always has an upbeat spirit. A great teammate. Everybody loves him. He's fun to have around. He played some left field for us. That role is going to up next year. We expect you to be a middle of the lineup guy, anchoring down that outfield and also getting some time on the mound for us. So congratulations to Chase Palmer. Mr. Holman, Luke Holman. It's just comforting to know as a coaching staff that we have such a great outfielder in Luke, okay? Every ball that's hit, we know that Luke is going to be there. We always say, we got a man there, and it's always Luke. He can cover from left field to right field. He's very fast, great at the plate. He got some big hits for us this season. He had some unlucky moments, of course, where he was really coming together at the plate as a hitter. Some of his line drives were caught that would have given us a few more runs batted in and all that stuff, but he is a really good kid, and most of all, he loves baseball, works very hard, and he is a great teammate. So center fielder Luke Holman. Our next player is Brady Greenamoyer. Brady is one of those kids that is always there when you need. He understands his role. I'm sure that he would have liked to seen some more playing time this year, but you know what? He's always smiling. He knows his role. Very respectable. Yes, coach. No, coach. Yes, sir. No, sir. He comes to the field ready to work every single day, and he was a very big part of our team this year and our success. Brady Greenamoyer. Austin Dickinson. Austin is a kid that you just have to have on your roster. He, like I said, he's a great kid. He's a great teammate. All of his teammates love him. He brings up our team GPA. He works hard. He has a great family. And like I said, he is just an integral part of our program. Everything off the field that you want in a baseball player, Austin resembles. So congratulations to Austin Dickinson. Our next player is Caden Chamberlain. He was our starting shortstop this season. Big things expected from him as a senior. We are hoping that he can be one of our starters as well on the mound. Caden's faced some adversity in his career with his elbow. He's worked hard to regain his playing status, and very good shortstop. He batted fourth for us this season, which is hard because a lot of teams decide to pitch around Jake, and Caden saw a lot of off-speed stuff, sliders, and he handled it well. And he's so cool and calm and collective. I mean, we handed him the ball the first game of the Largo tournament, 1-run lead, winning run on second base, and he has ice in his veins and got us a save. So, Mr. Caden Chamberlain, we appreciate all you've done for the program and look forward to your senior year, and you're a great player. Lastly, for our junior class is Aiden Troy. I can't say enough about Aiden as a hitter. One of the top hitters in the county, heck, in the state. I mean, this kid just works hard, relentlessly, never puts his bat down. He's a student of the game. He studies hitting. I don't even think he struck out his junior season. If he did, it was the umpire's fault for making a bad call, I'm sure. But I remember last year as a sophomore, he made the Herald Tribune All-Area team as a sophomore. That's tough to do with the baseball talent in this, in the Sarasota and Manatee County areas. I'm looking for him to be our 3-hole next year, taking Jake's place. The kid is just in my opinion, one of the best hitters that I've ever coached. He spends time down at the cages after practice. He comes to practice early, gets his tee work in. You know, BP is a learning session for him. He asks me to, work him on the outer half of the plate and pitch me in and all that stuff. He just doesn't get up there and swing for the fences. So other players learn from him. He's a great defending first baseman. On the mound, he offered us a lot of variety with his sidearm release and throwing from down under, and he would come in and get guys out. So what a joy it is to coach Aiden Troy, such a good player. All right, so congrats to you, Aiden. All right, on to our 6 seniors. Like I said earlier, these 6 seniors all started out as Mooney freshmen. None of them transferred in. They've all been there since day one, and that's special to a coach and to a coaching staff, to where these guys knew the ins and outs of the program, what we expected. They were good mentors and teachers to our younger players. And you know what? We will miss you guys. Jake, Gabe, Enrique, Dylan, Derek, and Trey. You guys, I'm so sorry the way the season ended. I wish, like I said, that I could make things different for you. But you guys handle it professionally. You handle it with class. And it's an honor to have been your coach. I hope you learned a lot of life lessons from myself and the coaching staff, and you're always welcome back at Cougar Field, and you'll always be a part of Cougar Nation. So our first senior is Trey Carroll. Like I said, Trey is a 4-year player in our program. Trey never missed a workout. He is Mr. Work. So he was there weightlifting, summer ball, at all practices, a great student in the classroom. And he is going to continue his academic career at Santa Fe Community College. So congratulations to Trey Carroll. Next up is one of my favorite players of all time. And Derek Mara is just a great kid to have on your team. He's liked by everybody. Sometimes we gave him a hard time about stuff that would just happen at the park, and getting hurt and running into the tractor and all that stuff, and getting in a wreck in the parking lot. But you know what, at the end of the day, those memories made our team stronger and bonded us together. And Derek, we had high hopes for you to get some good innings on the mound this year. You threw a great game down at Lemon Bay early on for us, and you've been a great teammate, a great kid to have in our program. Derek is heading to the University of North Florida to pursue academics up in Jacksonville. So we will miss you, and I can't wait to see you again. So Derek Mara. Next senior is Enrique Santa Maria. I will talk about Enrique later on in our banquet, but you know what? The kid comes to work every single day, never complains. Yes sir, no sir. He's a great kid to have in your program. Kids look up to him. He's a good big brother. Enrique is heading to Florida Gulf Coast, down to Fort Myers, to continue his collegiate academics. Mr. Gabe, Gabe Copeland. Gabe would always come to the field with a smile, with a rap, with a check this new song out. Sometimes he wore those earrings around the park too much, and his necklace with his spinner on his chest. Gabe is a kid that you have to have in your program. He was a 2-year starter for us at second base, a great defender. Man, up the middle, he was solid. Not a ball got through the right side. Made a huge play for us last year down at Bishop Row, turned a double play for us to win the game. Gabe is also headed to Santa Fe Community College with Trey in the fall, so we wish Gabe Copeland luck, and we will miss you, buddy. Next up is Dylan Robertson. Dylan had a fantastic start to his senior season. He caught for us. He was one of our aces on the mound, him and Jake and Derek. So his ERA was under 1, which I'll talk about more later on. But he really improved over the summer and was our leadoff guy going in. I think he ended up this short season hitting over 350. Always a threat on the bases. Another 4-year member of our program. came to work hard every single day, enjoyed the school spirit, wore overalls and the American flag, the volleyball games, and just an all-around great Mooney kid. He is heading to Thomas University on a baseball scholarship, and we will miss you, Dylan. And last but not least, Jake Jackson, one of the best players that I've ever coached in my high school coaching career, which has been 20 years. Jake has the it factor. He really does. He changes the strategies of opponents. He's fun to watch in BP. At the end of the day, when it's go time, Jake is afraid of nobody. On the mound, he'll just say, "Here it is," hit it to hitters, and it works out well for him. Like I said, he's another 4-year member of our program. I will miss him tremendously. He has signed a college scholarship to attend SCF, South College of Florida, and I know that Coach Hill is anxiously awaiting for him to arrive on campus. Jake Jackson. Up next, we are going to recognize some individual players that earned some individual awards. Our Silver Slugger Award goes to Aiden Troy. Aiden ended up our short season by hitting .556. He had 20 hits and 36 at-bats. Out of those 36 at-bats, 1 strikeout, 1 home run, 2 triples, 2 doubles, 11 runs batted in, and 15 singles. Like I said earlier, Aiden is one of the purest hitters that has ever put on the Mooney jersey. He just works hard. He studies the game of hitting. It is really fun to watch. So our Silver Slugger Award for 2020 is Aiden Troy. Our Fireman Award, which was our most valuable pitcher, stat-wise, it goes to senior Dylan Robertson. Okay, Dylan threw 16 innings for us. His ERA was 0.87, struck out 21 hitters in 16 innings, and also with that workload of pitching, he caught some games for us behind the plate. So our 2020 Fireman Award, Dylan Robertson. The next award goes to Enrique Santamaria. It is our 2020 Coaches Award. Enrique is the example of how hard work pays off. Let's face it, he was a substitute player for us as a junior. Last year he won this award too. He's always about the team. He understands his role no matter what it is. If his name's not in the starting lineup, it's okay. Because he has the team incentive first and always wants to help the team out before his individual statistics and all that stuff. This year he was a starter for us. He anchored down right field, worked hard, was a good teacher to the younger kids, showed them the ins and outs of being a true Mooney outfielder. He has been a joy to coach. We are proud of him. He is our 2020 Coaches Award recipient, Enrique Santamaria. And our 2020 Most Valuable Player goes to nobody other than Jake Jackson. Like I said earlier, Jake has the it factor. When the boys know he's on the mound, when the boys know he's at the plate, there's 100% confidence in him. It's a win when Jake pitches for us. The sad thing about Jake is he was on the brink of having 100 hits for his career at Mooney. In fact, he was at 97 before the season ended. I know he would have gotten it the next day against Bishop Verot. Having 100 hits in high school, that's quite an achievement, quite an accomplishment. Last season, he was one of the runner-ups for Player of the Year as a junior, only junior that was selected and voted for. In my mind, I have no doubt that he would have won that best baseball player for the whole area this season as a senior. So our 2020 Most Valuable Player goes to Jake Jackson. Like I said, he's heading to SCF. They are getting a good one. I expect him to be in the big leagues one day as a hitter, as an outfielder, because, like I said, he's a student of the game. He loves baseball. He works hard. And at the end of the day, this kid has no fear. He doesn't care who his opponent is. He's always up to the challenge, and that is why he is a fair recipient of this award. awards. So our 2020 MVP is Jake Jackson. All right, guys, so lastly, I want to tell you what's down the pike for Mooney sports in general and Mooney baseball coming up. First of all, you guys can pick up your awards. We will be starting summer ball on June 22nd. All right, June 22nd. We're going to hold off. We haven't yet received the clearance yet from the athletic department, and we just want to give this whole thing a few more weeks to pan out. Okay, so like June 22nd, we will be back. That's a Monday. You guys can swing by and grab your varsity letters, your awards, and all of that stuff, okay? So June 22nd, you can stop by the field. We will email that schedule out. All right? Coach McCurry, you have anything else to add?
Just want to say again, thank you for a great shortened season, but I wish it would have continued. I wish you all the best this summer. Have fun, stay in good baseball shape, but don't go too crazy. Be a kid, have fun, be good to your family, and have a great family time this summer away from us. But we look to see everybody that can possibly be out there on the 22nd. Let's get back into the program, and we're going to look forward to a great season next year.
And one final word from me. I know you guys are all on travel teams, which should be starting up this week. In fact, I have a tournament on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday over in Vieira, so we are starting to get back in the thick of it. Hopefully this will put us back to normal. So our summer plans, we will be going the last week of June through July, probably up until the start of school, because we've lost the last 2.5 months. We will email that schedule out. If you're in town, we expect you to be at workouts. All right, we expect you to be at workouts. You'll need to bring your own water. I'm hearing we'll have to wear masks, and paperwork will be all of that required and stuff. So once again, check for an email in the coming days about all the requirements from the athletic department. Thanks, guys, for tuning in and bearing with us in our first ever and hopefully last ever virtual Mooney baseball banquet. All right, have a great summer. See ya.
See ya.